Every section of the Indian society was being exploited by the policies of the Britishers, rather it be the peasants, soldiers, rajas, maharajas, nawabs, or for that sake, anybody. Revolt of 1857 was not due to one single cause. It was due to amalgamation of different factors. Like, let me give you a few examples about this. Like Nana Sahib Peshwa, he had a different cause to participate in Revolt of 1857. Nana Sahib Peshwa's father used to get annual pension of rupees 8 lakh. But after his death, Nana Sahib Peshwa was being denied the pension by the Britishers. So he participated in the Revolt of 1857. Lord Dalhousie came up with different policies, like the doctrine of lapse policy, as per which any ruler who does not have a legal male heir, his property would be annexed or his kingdom would be annexed by the Britishers. Hundreds of kingdoms were being annexed under the pretext of doctrine of lapse. One such kingdom was the kingdom of Jhansi, ruled by Maharani Lakshmi Bai. But do you know one important fact? Why roti or chapati is considered as a symbol of revolt of 1857? What is the significance of chapati or roti, and why revolt of 1857 in different parts is also referred as Chapati Movement? Let's explore this. Revolt of 1857. It spread like a wildfire in the entire northern part of India. As we have discussed, Revolt of 1857 was not due to one single factor, but it was due to amalgamation of different factors. And one incident that gave a spur to Revolt of 1857 was introduction of Queen's Enfield rifle. This rifle had came from the region of Meerut to Behrampur. And many had a belief that the rifle had a coating which need to be bitten off by teeth. And specifically this coating was being made out of cow and pig meat. Cow was considered as sacred among Hindus. On the other hand, pig was a taboo to Muslims. So the entire unit of the army at that time refused to accept the grease cartridges rifle, particularly in the region of Behrampur. Entire unit was being disbanded and a court-martial was being done. General Greg Anson, he conducted an inquiry into this. And the news of this cartridge felt like it spread like a wildfire and it reached Barakpur. One soldier, Mangal Pandeji of 34th Infantry, he went on a rampage. He was being supported by another soldier referred as Israel Pandey. And particularly speaking, after Israel Pandey, on 8th of April, Mangal Pandeji became the first martyr of Mother India and Israel Pandeji became the second martyr. Paltu Khan supported the Britishers in that case. The martyrhood of Mangal Pandeji and Israel Pandeji spread like a wildfire. And on 10th of May, there were 85 sepoys who started the revolt, particularly from the region of Meerut. And this gave the slogan, Dilli Chalo. When 85 sepoys started the movement from the region of Meerut, on the way to Delhi, they were being joined by hundreds of other sepoys. So what was the role of chapati at that time? Okay, like different historians have a dissenting opinion on this view. A very small example. One of the major example is given by Mark Thornhill. Mark Thornhill at that time, he considered this as a part of a conspiracy. Because Mark Thornhill, he was a district magistrate of Mathura, particularly in the western UP. And he had observed a trend in the region of western UP that a person used to come with lot of chapatis. He used to hand over these chapatis to the village watchman. The village watchman will go and distribute these chapatis, particularly in different houses. After some time, he will come again to these houses and collect the chapatis. After collecting the chapatis, the village, watchman, will hand over the new chapatis to the new village. Same thing was replicated in another village. Simple words, he gave the chapatis in the homes in the different villages. After giving that chapatis, what happened? Like he used to collect these chapatis and hand it over to other villages. So this was a trend that was going on in the entire western part of UP. And these chapatis traveled approximately around 300 kilometers as per Mark Thornhill. This trend was also observed by one of the English officers at that time, Dr. Gilbert Haddo. And many of them believed that it was a part of conspiracy. Because when the movement or the revolt of 1857 began from the region of Meerut on 10th of May, and the sepoys gave the slogan of Dilli Chalo, and by the time they reached Delhi, they had hundreds of followers supporting them. It was because of this chapati. Because the message used to be spread from one village to the other. This was supported by Dr. Gilbert Haddo. This thesis was also supported by Mark Thornhill. Like there's an important book which is referred as Daily Life During the Indian Mutiny by J.W. Scherer. And he said that it was a part of conspiracy to create a mysterious environment, to create an environment of suspicion. On the other hand, there's a different belief by Kim Wagner. And Kim Wagner says that the chapatis at that time, like basically during the region of Western UP, like there was a spread of cholera. And these chapatis were being distributed particularly to come over such situation. So they were not the harbingers of the coming storm. So this viewpoint was given by Kim Wagner. So revolt of 1857, chapati played a very, what we say, important role. Hence, lotus and chapati are considered as a symbol of revolt of 1857. I'll give you a very small example about revolt of 1857, which actually highlights the brutality conducted by the Britishers. And that episode is referred as Bawan Imli episode. Okay, and what is that episode? Particularly in the region of Fatehpur, 52 people were hanged to a tamarind tree for the next 37 days. And nobody can remove these dead bodies because Britishers have warned the people that if anybody tries to remove the dead body from the tamarind tree, they will meet the same fate. This was just a single brutality that I'm telling you about the revolt of 1857. Many such brutalities were being conducted by the Britishers for suppressing the movement. So guys, this was an interesting story, particularly of the Chapati movement or revolt of 1857. And hence, chapati was considered as symbol for revolt of 1857. Guys, admissions for July batch are closing today. The fees is quite affordable and minimum, that is 9,999. So Resolution GS Foundation batch P2I, Core English Medium batch to cater the needs of the students, particularly from South India and northeastern part of India. All the subjects would be covered properly, including the current affairs, the government magazines like Yojana and Kurukshetra, and the CSAT part. Apart from this, you'll have more than 70 prelims test and more than 10 to 12 mains test. And so to avail the benefits of this batch, which is closing today, the admissions are closing today. So you can use my code that is flashing on your screen, Alok Live. I repeat the code, Alok Live. Hope you like the video. Thank you guys.